Hi! Today we are going to talk about how to find the area of triangles and trapezoids. So previously we learned how to find the area of squares, rectangles, parallelograms, and we used the formula area equals base times height, or area equals length times width. Now let's solve using the measurements I just put in. I'm going to rewrite my equation or my formula, substituting in what I know. Area equals my base, which is 6, times my height, which is 10. And I simplify, 6 times 10 is 60 inches squared. We already know how to do that though. We're going to explore what would happen if we cut this rectangle in half from corner to corner to form two triangles. Okay, so I just cut my rectangle in half to form two triangles. And if I wanted to figure out what the area is of just one of these triangles, I would probably just cut the formula or my answer in half. So instead of 60 inches, I would have 30 inches squared for just half. Now let's test that theory. If that works, I can probably come up with a new equation or a new formula. That's area equals 1/2 times the base times the height. So now I'll substitute in what I know. Area equals 1/2 times the base, which is 6, times the height, which is 10. Now I can take half of 6 or half of 10, but not both. Because 10 has a 0 in it, I'm going to leave 10 as it is, because multiplying by a number with 0 in it is very easy. So I'll take half of 6. So my area equals 3 times 10, and 3 times 10 equals 30 inches squared. So we got the same answer. So that formula does work. And that is why we use that formula for solving to find the area of triangles. Okay, let's try another. I'm going to rewrite my formula for finding the area of a triangle. Area equals 1/2 times base times height. Okay, I will fill in what I know. My base is 4.5. And my height is 24. So we are going to multiply 1/2 times 4.5 times 24. Now again, I can take half or multiply that half by either 4.5 or 24, but not both. Okay, so I'm going to choose the number that is easier to split in half, and that's 24. Okay, so now I'm left with area equals half of 24, which is 12. Times 4.5. And when I'm multiplying by a mixed number, I'm actually going to change it to an improper fraction in order to multiply. So I will rewrite 12 as 12 over 1, so that it's also a fraction. And 4.5 as an improper fraction, I will multiply 2 times 4, which is 8, add 1, which is 9, and put it over our original denominator of 2. And then I can multiply straight across. 12 times 9 is 108, divided by 1 times 2 is 2. And now I can simplify that fraction. 2 goes into 10 5 times, and 2 goes into 8 4 times. So I am left with 54. And I forgot to put in a unit, so we will call that feet squared. Okay, let's try another, this time with a decimal. Area equals 1/2 times base times height. My base is 43 9/10. times my height, 16. Okay, now again, I'm going to multiply the number that is easier to divide in half. So 1/2 times 16 is 8 times what I have left, which is 43 and 9/10. Okay, now for extra practice, we are going to multiply that out ourselves. Okay, 43 and 9/10 times 8. 9 times 8 is 72. 8 times 3 is 24. Plus 7 is 31. 4 times 8 is 32. Plus 3 is 35. And now I have 1 decimal place in my first number and 0 decimal places in my second number. When I add them up together, I should have 1 decimal place in my answer. So then I'm left with 351 and 2/10 kilometers. So that is my answer. Area equals 351 and 2/10 kilometers squared. Okay, now let's talk about trapezoids. The formula for finding the area of a trapezoid is multiplying half times the height times the sum of base 1 and base 2. Okay, I'm going to rewrite the equation, substituting in what I know from the image. Area equals 1/2 times the height, which is 7, times B1, which could be either the base on top or the base on bottom. It does not matter. Times 12 plus 16. Now, according to the order of operations, I'm going to solve what is in parentheses first. So I'm going to rewrite this as area equals 1/2 times 7, and I'm going to add 12 plus 16, which is 28. And now I have a formula that is very similar to multiplying when we are finding the area of triangles. So again, I can choose to take half of 7 or half of 28. Because 28 yields an even number, I am going to take half of 28. Area equals 7 times half of 28, which is 14. And I will solve. 7 times 14 is 98 centimeters squared. Okay, let's try this out one more time. I will rewrite my formula. Area equals 1/2 times height times B1 plus B2. Okay. My height is 4. B1 I will call 12.5 plus 14. Okay, and again I will solve what is in parentheses first. 12.5 plus 14 is 26.5. And now I need to multiply one of them by half. I'm going to take half of 4, which is 2, and we will multiply that by 26.5. Now I can keep 26.5 as a fraction by changing it to an improper fraction, or I can change it to a decimal. I'm going to leave it. 26 and 1/2 as an improper fraction is 26 times 2, which is 52, plus 1 is 53, over our original denominator of 2. And I'm going to put 2 over 1 so I can multiply straight across. 53 times 2 is 106. And 1 times 2 is 2. And that reduces to 53 because 2 goes into 10 5 times and 2 goes into 6 3 times. So my area is equal to 53 yards squared. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to come and see me, and I'll talk to you soon.